You're driving home. The flash of red and blue lights floods your mirrors. Your stomach tightens because you know there's a lawfully owned firearm in your glove box. The officer approaches. Before he even asks for your license, he looks you in the eye and says, "You got any weapons or drugs in the car I should know about?" In that moment, everything you say next can change your life. Every single day, responsible gun owners and ordinary people talk themselves into handcuffs with one sentence. One cooperative-sounding reply that legally becomes a confession. I'm a criminal defense attorney. I've watched hundreds of cases where someone admitted something they didn't have to and it cost them their freedom, their gun rights, their clean record. Today, I'm breaking down the 5 statements you must never make to police about guns or drugs, the exact legal traps hidden in each one, and the 4 phrases that actually shield you. Never admit one. Yeah, I have a gun. This is the most common trap. An officer asks, "Any weapons in the vehicle?" You think honesty shows you're responsible. So you say, "Yeah, I have a gun in the glove box. I have a permit." The moment you say it, you've handed the officer everything they need. Picture this. You're a legal gun owner. Valid permit. Everything by the book. You say yes. The officer's hand moves to his sidearm. His posture shifts. Backup is called. Over the radio, occupant admits to a firearm in the vehicle. Suddenly, you're ordered out, hands visible. The weapon you lawfully possess is now treated as a threat. A routine stop just became a high-risk encounter. Why people do it? They believe disclosure shows respect and transparency. The legal reality, in most states, you're not required to volunteer this unless specifically asked or if you're in a duty to inform state. By blurting it out, you've just given reasonable suspicion to extend the stop, search for the weapon, and escalate under the guise of officer safety. The right response when asked if you have weapons. "Officer, I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right. I prefer not to answer questions." If you're in a duty to inform state and the firearm is on your person, I'm going to hand you my driver's license and my carry permit. I'm not reaching for anything. How would you like me to proceed? You comply with the law without volunteering evidence. Cooperation does not mean conversation. Be respectful, not talkative. Never admit to, "I smoked earlier, but I'm fine now." This trap catches people who think honesty about the past can't hurt them. The officer asks, "Have you used any drugs or alcohol today?" You reply, "I smoked some weed this morning, but that was hours ago. I'm totally sober now." You just confessed to DUI. Here's how it unfolds. You're asked to step out. You agree. Field sobriety tests begin. But these tests are designed for alcohol, not marijuana. The officer is no longer looking for impairment, he's building a case based on your admission. Every slight stumble, every moment of nerves, is documented as consistent with drug impairment. Soon, you're in handcuffs. Your car is searched. Your blood is drawn. All because you offered a timeline. The legal reality, in most states, it's illegal to drive with any detectable amount of certain drugs in your system. Your admission provides reasonable suspicion for a DUI investigation. Your own words become Exhibit A. The right response. "Officer, I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right. I prefer not to answer questions. If pressed, I'm here to provide my license, registration, and insurance as required. Beyond that, I'm exercising my right to remain silent." Silence leaves them with no timeline, no confession, no evidence. Never admit 3, it's just a little bit. Minimizing feels instinctive, surely a small amount seems less serious. An officer holds up a baggie. "What's this?" You say, "Oh, that's nothing. Just a little weed. Barely anything." In 30 seconds, you've confessed to possession and admitted knowledge, every element the prosecutor needs. Why people do it? They believe downplaying the quantity leads to leniency. The truth, in most jurisdictions, any amount is still possession. Your statement, "It's not like I'm selling it," introduces the idea of distribution. Now the officer can ask about scales, baggies, messages. You opened a door you can't close. The right response. "Officer, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right. I don't consent to any searches, and I'm not answering questions about what you may have found." If they ask, "So this isn't yours?" I'm exercising my right to remain silent, and I want to speak with my attorney. Without your confession, the state must prove possession and knowledge, a much harder task. Never admit 4, my friend left it there. Deflecting blame feels safe. It's not. An officer finds something in your car. You panic, that's not mine. My friend must have left it. I didn't even know it was there. You just made it worse. Legally, there are 2 types of possession, actual in your pocket and constructive. You had control and knowledge. Saying my friend left it admits knowledge. Saying he borrowed my car establishes your control over the space. You've just proven constructive possession. The right response when asked who it belongs to. Officer, I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right. I'm not answering questions about ownership. If pressured, I'm exercising my right to remain silent and I want to speak with my attorney. I do not consent to any searches. You provide nothing, no knowledge, no control, no names. Your attorney retains every defense. Never admit 5, I didn't know it was illegal. Ignorance of the law is not a defense ever. You say, I didn't know that was illegal here, or it's legal in my home state. You've just admitted possession while claiming ignorance, which doesn't absolve you. This often happens with firearms across state lines, or with substances like CBD or prescription drugs. Your intent doesn't matter. Possession under the law is what matters. The only safe response. Officer, I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. I want to speak with my attorney. The 4 phrases that actually protect you. Now that you know what not to say, here's what you should say. These are your legal shield. Am I free to leave, or am I being detained? This establishes the nature of the encounter. If you're free, leave. If not, you know you're detained. I invoke my right to remain silent. From Salinas versus Texas, you must explicitly state this. Silence alone isn't enough. I want to speak with my attorney. This invokes your Sixth Amendment right. Questioning should stop. I do not consent to any searches. This protects your Fourth Amendment rights. Even if they search anyway, your refusal preserves grounds to challenge it later. Closing principle. During an investigation, the officer is not your friend. Every word about guns or drugs becomes evidence. Your silence cannot be used against you. Your words always can. Screenshot these 4 phrases. Practice them. Keep them in your glove box. This is for educational purposes and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney in your state. If this helps you, share it. Be polite. Be calm. But be smart. Your rights are only as strong as your willingness to use them. Stay safe out there.